The whirring of Chronos was both a song and a siren. It promised to undo yesterday, to rewrite the tape of fate, but the metallic gleam of the device also mirrored the hollowness in my chest. Maya's vacant smile haunted my waking hours, a cruel phantom reminding me of the day I failed her. 2 years was all it had taken for the car to swerve, the brakes to fail, for my sister, my bright, vibrant Maya, to vanish from this world. I was 16, watching from the curb, powerless to react. 2 years of blaming myself, of clinging to the memory of her laughter as if willing it back into existence. 2 years of pouring every ounce of my grief into Chronos, the culmination of a lifetime spent building intricate clocks, ticking away the seconds of my torment. Dr. Sharma, my mentor, watched me from the observation room, her grey eyes laced with concern. "Elise," she said, her voice a gentle counterpoint to the machine's relentless hum. "Are you sure about this? We haven't fully tested the parameters for temporal jumps." "Just a few hours, Anya," I pressed, my voice choked with a mixture of hope and desperation. "Just enough to see her walk into that coffee shop laughing with her friends, that's all." I slammed the activation lever. Chronos convulsed, spitting sparks and sending shadows dancing across the walls. A jolt of electricity surged through me, and then darkness. I woke to the same scratched ceiling in my tiny apartment, the aroma of burnt toast hanging heavy in the air. A wave of nausea rolled over me, familiar yet alien. Had it been a dream? I checked the digital clock on my nightstand, 6 a.m., precisely as I'd fallen asleep. Something was wrong. Very, very wrong. The days that followed were a cruel parody of reality. I woke, ate the same scrambled eggs, walked the same route to the lab, even wore the same faded green sweater. "It's a glitch," I whispered to myself, staring at the rain streaking down the bus window on day 3. The cafe was buzzing as I entered, the barista's greasy hair falling over his eyes. "Hey, Liam," I mumbled, my voice hollow. He looked up, eyes gleaming like shards of obsidian. "Still catching echoes, are we?" he said, handing me my usual latte. "Echoes?" "The whispers of days past," Liam said, a cryptic smile playing on his lips. "Stuck in a song that won't end." Days turned into weeks, the world around me a silent film reel replayed on an endless loop. The subtle shifts, at first barely perceptible, became more jarring. A misplaced book, a different car parked outside my apartment, a bouquet of lilies left on my doorstep, each a tiny shard of fragmented reality. One morning, I discovered a photo of Maya tucked inside my worn copy of Wuthering Heights. The picture was faded, taken on her 8th birthday, her eyes sparkling with mischief. No memories of this photograph existed. I felt a chill crawl down my spine. Anya's once reassuring eyes now held a veiled agenda. She stood in the lab, looking at me with the detached gaze of a scientist who'd witnessed too much. "Elise," she whispered, "we lost control. This isn't just a glitch. You're trapped in a web weaved by quantum nexus, their experiments reaching further than we ever imagined." "What are they doing?" I demanded, my voice trembling. "They believe they can control time, rewrite history," she sighed. "They see you as a key, Elise, a conduit for their power, your grief, your desperation." Her voice trailed off. Liam appeared behind her. "They want to use you, Elise, to manipulate the past, to shape the future to their will." I stared at the warped reflection of my face in the glass of Chronos, my reflection a ghost in its own timeline. The clock on the wall ticked relentlessly, mocking my helplessness. It was Anya who delivered the final blow. She pulled out a photograph, her eyes filled with a chilling emptiness. "I lost my son," she said, her voice brittle. "Quantum Nexus promised me a chance, a way to bring him back. They used my grief, manipulated my regret." I stumbled back, the world tilting. "They turned me into a puppet," Anya continued, her voice a hollow whisper. "And now they're using you." I had to escape. Maya, my life, it all hung by a thread, a single fractured second in a broken timeline. "Help me," I pleaded, my voice choked with despair. Liam's eyes held a strange mix of sadness and acceptance. He smiled, a flicker of understanding in his abyssal gaze. There's no escape, Elise. You're already part of the loop. You've created a new timeline, a fractured reality where time itself is splintered. I stared at him, at the photograph clutched in his hand. It was a picture of Maya, radiating joy, a life stolen by the very time I sought to control. Then the world around me buckled. The lights flickered, the air crackled with static. Then everything dissolved into a kaleidoscope of fractured images. My apartment warped, the lab distorted into a nightmarish labyrinth. I was falling, tumbling into a chasm of shifting moments, each a whisper of a lost possibility. My scream echoed through the abyss, a silent testament to the fact that freedom often comes at the cost of further torment. I had stopped the machine, but in doing so I had unleashed something far more terrifying. Time wasn't linear anymore. It was a shattered reflection, a million echoes of yesterday, a future too horrifying to comprehend.